welcome along to the Invincible podcast. This episode brought to you today by Emma Sleep. We are sitting, me over here, the guys over there, on a sofa bed that comes from Emma Sleep with a built-in Emma Sleep mattress, right? And it also allows you to go from sit to sleep, Julian, in only 10 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah? 10, right? It's very comfortable, as you can see.
Yep.
Apart from you, your feet can barely touch the
I'm
ground.
much more comfortable here than I was.
But listen, very, very comfortable. Perfect for doing our podcast today, for watching a game at home with your mates when there's a game on. It's stain resistant, so Lee, if you drop your drinks on it, your beers and all that.
No problem.
Julian, you drop your beers on it, you can clean it up. Emma Sleep is a one-stop shop for all of your sleep needs. They don't just sell sofa beds. They've got mattresses, they've got toppers. They do duvets as well. So make sure you check it out. And if you want to get hold of one of these right now, we've got a special offer going on. It has a 200-night trial or a 2-year guarantee. And they also give you a free delivery and returns as well. Click the link in the description below and use the code AFTV. And Julian, I know you like this. You get an extra 5% off your order if you do it right now on the Emma Sleep website. Right, and I know you'll have a discount, right? We are here, lads, for the show. Game this week. You know what, right? I hate Mondays. Monday games where we've got to wait all the way till Monday to play Sheffield United. I don't know about you two. I don't like those games.
Never liked Monday night football. Never liked it. I don't
like
think
it.
I ever will like. I don't even actually like it when it's other teams on there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the game on Monday, you know, going up there and stuff like that, but why? I hate Monday night football.
There's two advantages. First one, we can watch the other games, so it frees us up to watch more football, which is good, and also it gives us something to look forward to the whole weekend.
No, but I'd rather it be on the weekend and then basking.
Listen, he just wants to argue.
No, it's not argument, but I always like to see the positives. I don't want to be depressed all weekend that I'm not watching Arsenal, so I want to kind of think about the positives of looking forward to watching Arsenal.
By the way, you caused a real furore, a real back and forth on Saturday on the starting 11. Now, you promised everybody that you were going to turn up with your pictures showing you when you were younger with a six-pack. And then you turned up with these pictures. None of them showed you with a six-pack. One of them, even in two of them, you had shirts on, so we couldn't even see the six-pack, right? So,
yeah, but on the third one, you could see when you look closely.
No, we could not see a six-pack on it.
You could see the
not
definition.
See a six-pack on it. All I could see in that last picture, right, is that you were very, very young in it. So obviously, I mean, a little bit skinnier. Right, but I couldn't see, you were trying to say to me, look at the definition. I couldn't see any definition. That six-pack thing you told us, come on, that was bogus.
No.
You didn't have a six-pack.
No.
You were slimmer.
Yeah, I was
You were
slimmer.
slimmer, you were trimmer, but you did not have a six-pack. When you told us that time that you had a six-pack and you had a built just like Cecil,
No.
Yeah.
come on.
Listen,
you were expansive with the truth.
He's
weren't you?
come in here with about 60 photos today, like all his medals from his footballing career since he was 5 till he's 35, right?
Actually still on 51.
Till he's 51,
Still got a medal recently.
So, but the one photo that he can't find is the six-pack one. He
Can't find the six-pack. What are these medals? What medals?
I've got a lot.
This is what I thought we ain't Christmas, Julian.
What was it? All right.
Oh, I'll just come up with a small selection. So this one is the silver medal for the cross.
Silver.
No, well, it would have been the gold. It's a silver medal for the crossbar challenge on the Royal Caribbean. And there was 20.
What? A boat?
Yeah, but 20 people entered.
A holiday.
20
people.
Yeah, 20 people entered. This is serious.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Let me finish. 20 people entered, and I was first going into the last round, and the other people that were playing that got knocked out were Spurs fans. And the last challenge was they throw the ball to you, and you have to hit it on the half volley. And they deliberately threw it to the side so I couldn't hit it because they were Spurs fans. and I ended up losing that round and then becoming second.
The Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
Who'd you lose to?
Is that
Who actually won it?
That's what, wait a minute.
Spurs fan.
5-year-old, was it?
The Royal Caribbean cruise ships. Those.
Yeah. Well,
So he's out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, but these
right?
people, yes.
And with a boat, I'm sure, loaded with expert footballers. Right?
Well, it was a really big cruise ship. They had about they had about 5,000 people on there.
Yeah, like 5,000 people. You just told us 20 entered it.
Yeah, it's all right. 20
all
entered
the
it,
players
and
were in the-
I would have come first.
Yeah.
What's the other medals?
There's loads, but
Oh, I'm so excited by this.
what's this one?
I can't believe this.
Butlins table tennis champion coming out next.
What's that one?
What's that one?
This is Division 2 runners-up.
Runners up.
Yeah.
And you got one when you won.
yeah.
Right, what's these
So
runners up?
runners
What about
to
when you won something?
Maccabi League,
Runners up.
1993-94.
It's like
all right, so
Tottenham's
here's
trophy
one.
cabinet, this is.
No, it's much better than the Audi Cup.
What's this one here? Oh, that looks
Oh,
nice.
that's a
this
big one.
here.
That's a big one.
It's a big one.
This big one.
It's a big one. What is it?
Clubman of the Year.
Clubman of the Year. Everybody gets...
What's
Clubman
that?
of the Year is someone that don't really play.
Player of the year?
It's a player.
Player of the year.
Not quite.
What's
It was Clubman. It meant
Means that he does a line. He does all the fights as secretary or something like.
What's that? Hold on. What's Clubman of the year? What is that? Hold on, Julian. What's Clubman of the year?
What did you get the Clubman of the Year for?
well, I was the manager, so.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
No, but this one.
Oh, wait.
Where's it gone? Can't read that one.
Runners
Oh,
up
no,
something.
that was another Clubman. It's definitely one.
There's definitely ways.
I'm dying here,
He's
man.
brought all
I'm
these
dying.
medals here. Like, what's this?
What's this one?
What's this one here?
The label fell off.
Oh, that's
wait,
that.
no,
Oh, this one looks all right.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we got one here.
Okay. Division 3 winners.
It's gone down a league.
Yeah. No, yeah, but we won it.
What do you mean you won it? What? Got relegated?
No.
You was in Division 2
Yeah,
a while
but
ago.
that was after we got promoted, and then we come runners up in Division 2. Division 3 winners, 1998-99. There we go. And then the main one.
There's a main one. What, FA Cup or something like that? Is it?
This is the one I've discussed a few times. The Barry Goldstein Minor Cup runners up.
Another runners up.
Yeah, 2003, 2004. This was the same year as the Invincibles. What? Yeah, the medals, trophies.
Runners up.
Which one you won? I haven't talked, man. Which one won something? The only one where you won something, you were in Division 3 when you got relegated down to Division 3.
Relegated.
That's the only one you better show us when you've actually won something. All the others still runners up.
Yeah, but
Even the crossbar challenge on the bloody.
Yeah, but I should have won. I should have won.
He's a runners up.
I should have won the crossbar challenge.
Oh
Yeah,
my
should have,
God.
could have,
Yeah.
didn't.
I know, but should have.
You know, I mean,
I was cheated out of it. I think that was the.
why do we listen to him? Why do we listen to him?
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
but
I
I've got
don't
the
know.
trophies to back it up. I don't just speak. I've got.
Trophies to back up what? Well, your runners up, you know, runners up life.
There was.
Why have you brought in one from a Caribbean cruise? Because
that was the most recent. That was just a couple of years ago. So it shows that even though I can't run anymore, I've still got the skills.
Oh man.
Oh, dear.
Man. Well, listen, you know what I want to do on today's show,
Why don't
right?
you go support? One of the reasons Arsenal struggle so much is because I reckon you've got a curse on us.
We're not struggling.
The one game that you don't go to, he hasn't missed a game for years. The one game he goes to, he misses is West Ham, and that's the record-breaking game. There's something going on here, I'll tell you, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, man!
I was unlucky.
Was you at Villa? When we lost 1-0?
Yeah, I've been at every game. You know
apart
that.
from West Ham.
apart from West Ham.
We won 6-0 at West Ham against West Ham, record-breaking Premier League win. Where's Julian? In the Caribbean, trying to get a winner's medal.
Oh my God. Well, listen, what I thought I'd do right today, because I want to talk about the possibility of winning, right? Not coming runners up like what Julian's done there. What I wanted to do on today's show, obviously we've got the game against Sheffield United coming up. We can touch a bit on the Newcastle game from last week, but then also what I want to do is look at Arsenal's next 5 games, Liverpool's next 5 games, and Manchester City's next 5 games, because it seems quite clear now it's going to be one of those 3 that wins the title. Right now, Liverpool on top, you know what I mean, by 2 points. Well, they're 2 points ahead of us. They're a point ahead of Man City. It's so tight at the top. Nobody can afford to lose. Nobody can afford to slip up. Every week, every team that goes out there, the pressure is mounting. So the next 5 games, I feel, are going to be very, very important. We've only got 12 games left now, from now till the end of the season. It is starting to now get to that stage where we're in the total business end of the season. So who's going to blink first? Who's going to go on a run? You know, really, really interesting to look at. But first of all, just before we touch on that, the Newcastle game, that was again Arsenal,
tremendous.
you know, in a great performance. Arsenal, you know, having to play after Man City, had just won their game before. They sneaked over the line against Bournemouth. During the week, before the weekend, Liverpool, of course, have played Luton, and they'd won 4-1 in that. And Arsenal responded in emphatic fashion, didn't they, Lee?
Yeah, unbelievable. I have to say that I think it's probably the best half of football I've seen for a very, very long while. That first 45 minutes, we was absolutely brilliant in it. I've got to say, some of the football was breathtaking. The sharpness of the team, considering we've come back from Portugal as well, like, you know, I was really impressed with that, the way we set out. The team selection, I mocked it a little bit, just saying the one change to freshen it up. Spot on with that. Jorginho was outstanding. I just thought it was a fantastic first. I really, really enjoyed the game. And I don't know about you guys, but from last year, when I was sort of like watching games before, I was panicking a little bit, like when we was going to the game afterwards, like, you know. But even though Man City won that game, I just thought, right, well, I knew he was going to take care of business on the Saturday, like, you know. There definitely does seem to be a slight change in us at this moment in time. And I thought that first 10 minutes, I thought, like, we're all right here. We're gonna win this game, and we did, and comfortably, really, like, you know. Yeah. It was a bit of a worry because it's, you know, Newcastle or whatever. But I think everything what we wanted happened in that game. Revenge, give it to them, give them a good little slap up, which is what I think we needed to do after that game at Newcastle. Fantastic game and brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it was even before the game started. Just the atmosphere in the stadium, it just seemed so positive, and that emits to the players. And we, you know, from the kickoff, even before the kickoff, I was confident that we were going to win the game. And I think one of the biggest compliments is we made Newcastle look really weak. They look like a poor team, but they're not a poor team. They're a team with a deep squad, a good squad, a decent manager, and they weren't on the worst run either. I think they'd...
No, I mean, away from home, they've been doing really well.
Yeah, a lot of the away games, they'd won.
They've won all of their recent away... I think they've won all their away games since the start of the year.
They beat Aston Villa, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat Aston Villa 3-1. I think they'd won their last 4 away games. I mean, 2 were in the FA Cup, but they'd won it. But we made them look weak.
Average, look average.
Yeah, but, you know, and we were dominant in pretty much every department. Every department.
Yeah,
I think it was a great thing. I got home and watched the TNT like the full package afterwards, and if you had a look at it, like Eddie Howe come on and was quite, not say confident, but he thought his team was going to put up a real good show. He was very buoyant about it and all that. Afterwards, he was devastated. He just couldn't believe how poor his team were. And I think that was more down to the way Arsenal play. They just didn't allow them to play. They didn't allow them to play.
Yeah, the pressing, you know, led by Odegaard was brilliant. Havertz as well. You know, they've really, you know, their pressing up front is brilliant. it was the perfect response to the defeat against Porto.
Yeah.
They wanted it. You could see the team was hungry for it and they wanted it. And that was a great performance.
Which makes the Porto result and performance even more confusing. I just can't understand how they've been so good in the Premier League and then they go into Europe and they were
To me,
poor.
we saw it on the night. The Arsenal in Porto were cautious. They were playing, we could all see it. They were playing within themselves. They were playing to not lose that game first and foremost. That was the attitude. You could see it, right? Whereas on Saturday, it was like, we're going out there and we're going to blaze you guys out of the water, in this first half. We are coming at you. We're coming aggressive. We're coming hard. Whereas, in Porto, it was kind of like, all right, take a 0-0. Yeah, we're taking 0-0. Just be careful. Don't concede. And in the end, we ended up conceding anyway. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I feel that when we get Porto back to the Emirates, that's a completely different game to what we saw out there. I feel that the sort of performance that we saw on Saturday is what Arsenal are going to be looking to impose upon Porto. And that's going to be a really, really exciting game when that comes. But I want to look ahead to, as I said, comparing these 5 games. First of all, if we look at what's coming up at the weekend for all 3 teams, we play, of course, on the Monday, so we got to wait until Monday for our game against Sheffield United. The other 2 teams are in Liverpool and I'm just getting it here. Liverpool, they play Nottingham Forest away. Could be a tricking game. I mean, a lot of injuries. Yeah, never an easy place to go to. Manchester United just about got a win against them yesterday in the FA Cup. Not always the easiest place to go to, but Liverpool should win that, but you never know with the injuries. We don't know who'll be back for them. And Manchester City play Manchester United at home at the Etihad. You'd expect them to win it. However, that might be a tough game for them. It's a derby game. United have beaten them there before. I'm not sure if this United will beat them, but I think it will. That's not the easiest game. I don't know.
It's not the easiest, but it's definitely an advantage for them, the fact that Højlund is now out for that game, because that seemed to be Man United's primary threat, which has been taken away. Looking at the way Man United played the other day, they have quality. It's also a derby, which is a bit of a evener. But you'd have to say it's at City as well, isn't it? That game. You'd have to say that City are heavy favourites.
Could they even say maybe drop it? I mean, I'm not looking on that game and saying that United will beat them, but it is a game that you could see a draw. I mean,
if Chelsea can go there, then so can United, because United's form over Chelsea has been better, and also the fact that it's a derby. There's more of an argument to say United can take points off City than Chelsea, and Chelsea did.
Yep.
Local derby, but if I was a betting man, I'm not seeing far off Man City.
You're not putting on United.
I'm not putting on United. Do you know what? I think United I think United remind me of what Arsenal were like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Really that. Like, you don't know what you're going to get. They can produce a performance, can do something out of the blue, and then the following week just lose to whoever, and that's the way they are. You just don't know what you're going to get with them. They might turn up and put in a performance, and I'm pretty sure that they will do, but I don't think that's enough to beat City.
They did go, United. When you think about it, United, they came to the Emirates. That was a close game.
Yeah, they
were beaten 3-2 in the end.
It was 3-1.
Right? 3-1 in the end. But remember they had that Garnacho goal that was disallowed, which was like, for offside, right? Yeah. They went to Anfield. Parked the bus, they got a 0-0. Yeah, you know what I mean? They seem to up their game when it is the bigger sides.
I think you're right. And if you look at all 3 games this weekend, and obviously including Monday, then I would say City have got the hardest game out of the 3 teams.
Yeah. You'd expect Liverpool. Liverpool have got a lot of injuries. I mean, they played. I get the feeling a few of them might be back for this game, but they did play the kids against Southampton. And they won comprehensively 3-0. Of course, they won the cup final. So, I think Liverpool fans are on a real high at the moment because to see their kids come in and do what they've done.
So much admiration for Jurgen Klopp. I don't think any other manager could do that.
Yeah,
and
it's unbelievable.
I include Pep in that. I just think, Pep's got the money and to go and bring in this player and this player, but somewhere along the line, Klopp's had to do it with a limited budget to a certain degree, and then bring in these youngsters. And I think he's done it, fantastically well the last couple of games. I've heard lots of clubs moaning about injuries and things like that. He's just got on with it and just put in youngsters and just got Liverpool over the line in a cup final. Which
I thought they were slightly fortunate.
But they were slightly fortunate. But I like the way he approached that, really, because he
slightly fortunate in what way?
In that Chelsea, the misses that Chelsea made.
Yeah, but Liverpool also missed chances as well. I thought it was a pretty even game. Yeah, Chelsea did have that big Gallagher chance at the end and another chance, but Liverpool had missed some chances as well.
Yeah,
Liverpool. I think Chelsea.
Slightly.
Chelsea a bit fortunate to even have even 11 men on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. They were also. I thought that game was very even. I thought at first it was Liverpool who were on top. Remember, also Liverpool had a goal disallowed. The bit controversial that goal. So I thought it was an even game, and Chelsea, they should be beaten. When you see the team, but
I think it was down to two managers, Robbie. I think it was down to two managers. I think in that extra time or just before that extra time, you don't forget he had McAllister on there at the stage as well. And Liverpool were tiring, and it looked like that they were getting on top. And he just went, "Do you know what? I'm going to bring the kids on, give them energy," and it transformed them. It really did. And I think a lot of managers wouldn't have done that.
And also Pochettino, who was playing for penalties in injury time,
Klopp,
in extra time, is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Klopp was. I think at the end of the day, if Klopp wasn't manager that day, Liverpool don't win that game. And that's,
so you fancy them to get over the line against Forest?
I could see them slipping up in this game, because I know it sounds silly a little bit. I watched the game against Southampton yesterday, watched bits of it. Southampton had a few good chances in that game, and they rode their luck a little bit, but got the job done. I think if they have that similar sort of team out, I think Nottingham Forest have got a few players that could cause a few problems for them. I wouldn't say that Liverpool would lose that game, but it wouldn't surprise if it was a draw.
And then of course we got our game on Monday against Sheffield United. Do you think to yourself, no chance of a slip? I mean, if Arsenal turn up and play like they did in the first half against Newcastle,
there's always a chance of a slip up, something freakish happening. But the more you look into those two teams, the more you've got to believe that not only it's going to be an Arsenal victory, but it's going to be a massive Arsenal victory. It just, everything about those two teams at the moment, Sheffield United are breaking all sorts of records, but of being so poor, and Arsenal complete opposite. I mean, Sheffield United, I think, have conceded 15 goals in their last 3 home games. Arsenal,
they've been dreadful.
It's been absolutely dreadful, absolutely. So you'd have to say that out of the 3 teams that are going for the league, Arsenal, you can't say completely nailed on, but they've got to have the biggest chance.
We got the easiest game this weekend.
It's got to be.
Well, they're bottom of the league, aren't they? You can't ask for no better than going to a team that's bottom of the league.
And they're not even performing well.
No, and the reason that they're bottom of the league is because they're not good, and the team that's on the same points as them is Burnley, who we had a couple of weeks ago, and we made a comfortable game of it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a difficult 20-25 minutes, not going to lie, but if Arsenal's attitude's spot on, then they win that game comfortably.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of players hopefully coming back for that. The rumours are is that Jesus, they're managing him, but he should be back for that game, but they're managing his injury. Fabio Vieira looks like he's back definitely for that game. Zinchenko, the rumours are is he's going to be fit for that game, and also Tomiyasu. So it's good news on, seemingly that, injured players coming back. But at the moment, the way the team's playing, do you take a player like Jakov Kivior out, who's been playing really, really well and scored on the weekend as well. So good issues for Mikel Arteta to have. The following week, Arsenal at home to Brentford, another team at the moment that are not playing well It's not the Brentford that we sort of saw last season that they got a draw against us. Remember, that was a very controversial game. But they've been really struggling. They've got to get their act together. They're in a bit of relegation trouble. They are, Brentford. Their defending has been absolutely shocking in some of the games they've played. I mean, the game against Liverpool they played the other day, they're really, really poor. They could be missing Ben Mee as well. They've been missing Pinnock. It's the defence where they've got a real problem. They've actually been scoring a few goals, but they can't defend. So we've got them at home. You've got to fancy Arsenal in that game. Yeah. And that's the same weekend when Liverpool and Manchester City play each other. Yeah. It's we're looking at the next 5 games, but these next 2 games
massive
for Arsenal are massive because it's where they've really got to take advantage. We've had, like, if you look at the last 5, I think when we did a show and we were comparing everybody's 5 previous to this little 5 I'm looking at, Arsenal had the hardest of that 5. We had Newcastle at home, we had to go away to West Ham. We had Liverpool in that. We had to go to Forest where we lost the season before. But this run, these 2 games, I think, out of this run, are the critical ones where we've got to maximise the fact that these 2 teams are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, and we go first in that game. We bat first.
Yeah.
Simple as that, because we play on the Saturday. I think it's 5:30 kick-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they play on the Sunday. Listen, if we have gone to Sheffield United and won, and we back that up, that's all we can do is win those 2 games. I actually watched Brentford. I thought I'd have a little look at them because against West Ham, West Ham scored 4, could have scored more. So they are vulnerable, and Ben Mee, I think, is probably their best defender, isn't he? And I think
Ben Mee and Pinnock,
they're out. Well, definitely, like Ben Mee looks like he's out, muscle injury, so it looks like he's going to be out. So I think that that's the game where you want to be. You want to win on that. I don't know what time it finishes, 8 o'clock-ish or whatever, 7:30 or whatever. Then you want to just put your feet up and go, right, I can enjoy that Man City Liverpool game because we've done the business.
Yeah, and if Arsenal win these next 2 games, which they should do, when you look at the quality of the opposition that we're playing, there's a very good chance that when we go into the international break, we will be top of the league. Because one of those, that those 2 teams have to drop points because they're playing each other, and there's a fair chance that they'll drop other points as well in the next.
Well, it depends. Not necessarily top of the league.
We'll be top, if we win our next 2 games, we'll be top going into that game.
We'll be top going into that game.
We'll be top going into that game, and you're wanting, if Liverpool can slip up against Forest, and then it's a draw. In fact, they only need to slip up once, don't they?
Yeah, draw will do us. Yeah. If they draw, then our goal average and everything else at the moment would take it. So
it obviously depends on the others' results. But there's a very good chance if we win our 2 games, we'll go into that international break top of the league.
Well, no, because the international break, then there's another game after that before the
others play.
That's been postponed.
Yeah, we don't play. Chelsea.
But the others will. Actually, no, the others won't play because they're in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
All right, but it depends who drops points. It would have to be. It would, no, and actually, you're incorrect with that.
No,
because supposing if City win their next 2 games, they'd go top.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, there's a good chance. It's not definite. There's a good chance, depending on.
Hold on, but
because if it's a draw,
if Liverpool win their next 2 games, they go top.
That means that
if City win their next 2 games, they probably go top.
If they draw,
if they draw, so
that's what I'm saying. There's a good chance because.
Well, I think it's an average chance. I wouldn't say it's a good chance because we've all just said that we expect both of those teams to win their games this weekend, right? Yeah, and then. Probably
both would.
Unless they get a draw, this is a 1 in 3 chance, right? They get a draw, one of them's going to win, they'll go top.
Yeah, but then the next week they're both playing each other. So if that game's a draw,
what do you think that
with
game
a 1 in 3 chance?
That is that Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah. You think it'd be a draw?
I think it's a good chance that the teams are very evenly matched. There's a good chance it'll be a draw. There is a chance that one of those teams will drop points.
If you was a betting man, which team would you back to win that game?
At Liverpool.
At Anfield, yeah.
I think City.
Then they go top.
But but then United might get a draw. I'm not saying it's nailed on, but I'm saying there's a good chance.
There's a 1 in 3 chance.
What do we really want? If we win our 2 games, we want that to be a draw, don't we?
Personally,
of course we want it to be a draw.
we want that to be a draw.
Yeah.
We want that to be a draw because the thing is, whoever wins it goes top. You know what I mean? So unless they drop points the previous week.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting either of them to drop points the previous week.
If Liverpool were to drop points against Forest, then I would want Liverpool to win that game against City.
Yes.
Yeah. But a draw.
I think if you look at the 2 teams and the performances over the last few seasons, you just definitely don't want a Man City win at Anfield. I think that would give them the momentum and belief that they could just kick on and win every single game after that.
But then
I won't be watching that game, by the way. So,
where you at this time?
It's Mother's Day, isn't it? That day, and I'm going out to take my mum out for a meal, 4 o'clock.
Oh, very nice.
So
nice.
I think I'll invite my mum round to watch the game.
Very nice.
For me, and the reason that I said I'd agree to this, right, was that if we win our 2 games, it doesn't matter. We've done our bit. Then I'm not worried about that. As long as we win our 2 games,
it does matter though.
It does, but at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it. So whatever happens, happens. So,
right.
but at the end of the day, take care of our business on the Saturday. And then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Then we go into a prolonged
this is a worry
international break. Now, it's going to be literally 3 weekends, right? Because the game against Chelsea is going to be postponed now because Chelsea, of course, went through in the FA Cup against Leeds. So that game's going to be postponed. Fortunately for us, the other 2, Liverpool and Man City, they're in the FA Cup. So
they play as well.
They're going to play, so they won't play. I'm going to ask you this: do you reckon Arsenal should go back to Dubai? I think they should.
Well, yeah.
I mean, all right, it's not. It's even though it's 3 weeks, 3 weekends. It is an international week, so players like Declan Rice and other international players will be needed for their countries, but a week in Dubai before they go away or something.
But the other thing is, which is a good thing or is it a bad thing, is that the international break or the international games are friendlies as well. So there isn't really that competitive edge that you normally get, so there'll be lots of changes and all that, which will suit us and all that. But I don't know what they're going to do. They must have like that weekend sort out a friendly or something, I think, like, whether they go back to Dubai or whatever. But I think that 3 weeks at this stage is a good thing in some way of looking at it, but then it's not in another. And the biggest worry for me is also that
you lose the momentum.
We're losing the momentum, and then I think it's the Wolves game. If Wolves beat Coventry,
which they should do
in a quarter final, it's semi-final weekend that weekend, and we'd miss out on another week.
Yeah.
So
we'd have to play midweek.
So I've already reliably been told that the Chelsea game now will be on the Wednesday before the Spurs game. So we'll play.
That's a bit.
I think it depends on
congested.
Our Champions League progress. Because if we get knocked out of the Champions League, then we're going to have spare capacity for fixtures in the middle of the week earlier.
Yeah. So
a lot of different circumstances. Do you think though? There's that where it could kill the momentum, but also you could look on it and say, well, Arsenal do have a few players that have been injured. Will that help them? Will it help Liverpool as well? Liverpool, they've had a lot of injuries. Does that sort of almost 3 week gap help Liverpool to get, your Salahs and, your Szoboszlais and all those back fit? Does it help Arsenal? Does it, Partey can be able to come back and be fully ready. Jesus can be fully ready. And they just say to them, right, rest up during these 3 weeks. We take it, we build you guys back up, and then when we're back, we really go for it.
It's a great point, and that's why the FA Cup draw was very, very good yesterday for us. First of all, Manchester United. If you wanted Man United, you wanted Man United to either get Man City or Liverpool. That's what you wanted. Right, Man United versus Liverpool. So that
away as well. For Liverpool.
So Liverpool got a tough game. When we're resting up, so when we're resting up in Dubai, like them two are bashing it out against each other, and also then you think, right, well, okay, so what's the next toughest team? there for Man City. I think it's Newcastle.
Yeah, it would have been better away though. They are.
It would have been better
Etihad.
Newcastle away, but that, you know what I mean? Like, so Manchester City have got Newcastle, so if they do rest a few players, Newcastle are going to be hungry for it. I'd still say that City are favourites for it, but they've not got a Leicester at home or a Coventry at home or someone like that. Both have got difficult games in the FA Cup quarter-finals, and what you want them is if they both go through in that, then to meet in the semi-final. That would be
but
ideal.
then I was looking at the Chelsea game and the fact that they went through. I was really disappointed because it put our game off.
Yeah.
But then I was trying to think it as a positive, and that if Chelsea do progress and they've got an FA Cup final and we're playing them towards the end of the season, are they going to be that focused? I mean, I've seen before, I think it was in '93 when Arsenal played Spurs.
Yeah, we played the young side,
we just played a shadow team against Spurs, and we lost 3-1 because we had the cup final and no one really cared, and I'm hoping it'll be the same for Chelsea.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
And then obviously,
And it could be the same for Wolves as well.
Wolves will have a semi-final.
Yeah, if we could have a Wolves-Chelsea final, and we're playing both teams towards the end of the season in rearranged fixtures and both don't care, that could really work in our favour. The flip side to that is if going into the last few weeks of the season we have this fixture congestion where we have to play 2 or 3 times in the weeks in between.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like now that all those games are going to get postponed, so we won't play Chelsea.
Yeah.
So we'd have to wait and see.
Liverpool got the Merseyside derby.
Liverpool Merseyside derby will have to be postponed, which potentially that was going to be a tough game for them away at Everton. They do normally win, but Everton have nicked a few draws there. It's
Never easy though.
Right, never easy. They got to go away to Everton. And Manchester City, their game against Brighton away will be postponed as well, which
means they've got to go down in midweek.
Yeah, they'd have to go there midweek, so that won't be easy. That's not easy. So we do play Chelsea at home. Looking at those 3 games, whenever they happen, I'd expect Arsenal to beat Chelsea at home. I think at Stamford Bridge they've been pretty good against the big boys, although they did get the point against City, but I'd expect Arsenal to beat them at home. City going away to Brighton, you'd expect them to win, but it's tricky. That's a tricky game.
They lost their last season, but they'd already won the league.
And Liverpool going away to Everton, these are places where you could see a draw.
Yeah.
These are, they're sides that can...
All 3 games are difficult.
Difficult.
So
possibilities for slip-ups there. Yeah. Then we have the international break. So those games will be played at a later date, but then we have the international break. We come back and play Manchester City, 31st of March, Easter Sunday, I think that is.
Yeah.
We play Manchester City, massive game for Arsenal. Whereas Liverpool, they've got Sheffield United at home, so they will definitely win that game. Sorry, they've got Brighton at home.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they'll win that. But that's a big game for Liverpool because they know that next game is they get an advantage back there on that game. Yeah. So that's a big game.
Yeah.
The encouraging thing for us, it's a Sunday game, so it means we get the extra day back from international duty and all that. A lot of.
But then so does City.
But a lot of Man City players are more starters in some of the internationals than us.
Yeah.
So.
But as you said, they're friendlies.
So it's not going to happen so much. So.
Yeah. All right. So then.
It's not. It's for both for everybody. It's the same for everybody. Isn't
Final game. In that little run of 5, right? Liverpool, as I said, Sheffield United at home.
Yeah, it's got to be 3 points for them.
3 point standard,
for Sheffield,
right?
Yeah.
Manchester City, Aston Villa at home. You'd expect them to win, but not easy because Villa are a decent
side. They got absolutely
side.
Crucified at Villa Park, didn't they?
Yeah.
They got completely slapped. I think they lost 1-0, but it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, I think it'll be different at the Etihad, but
Villa are starting to put a few results together again.
And we have Luton at home, which you'd expect.
They're all midweek games, aren't they? We play at the weekend, and then it's midweek.
You'd expect Arsenal to win that. So.
Looking at those 5 games, when you look at those tough
when you look at those 5 games, who out of all the 3 has the easier games?
I think Arsenal. Apart from City away, which is the big one.
Yeah. because we got Sheffield. So let's go for ours, right? Sheffield United away.
Should be a win.
You'd expect to win that.
Good win.
If we lose that, that's bad, right? Brentford at home, you'd expect to win that, right? Chelsea at home, not easy, but I fancy us against Chelsea at home. I think it was at Stamford Bridge, even though the mess they've been pulling out performances. I think at home, I think I fancy us in that one. Then it's City away. That's the one.
That's the crucial.
That's the crucial one. That's the one where if you look at if you were being completely honest about this, Arsenal not won there for ages, but Arsenal can take heart from the fact that they've beaten City twice this season. They beat them at the Emirates. They beat them in the
Community Shield.
The Community Shield, but it's the Etihad where they've been just ruthless over the years. They blew us away last year. We had a very weakened
very
side.
Poor Arsenal performance.
And that's what I'm saying. Is it an advantage to us going into that game where there's a few weeks off to get a full team together, ready for that game? So we're not going up there like what we did last year with loads of injuries. Saliba's out, this one's out. It's going to be vital and critical. I mean, I'd take a draw in that game.
Yeah, I'll take a draw. But a big worry is, as we said about friendlies, you know what I mean? If Saliba don't really play for France, you know, but he'd probably play in those friendly games, which is annoying. You want him sort of rested, and
you probably have Tommy Asu going on international duty and getting injured.
Yeah.
Saka will probably play one of the two. You know what I mean? Like Declan Rice,
so they can still. I think the point you're making, they can still get injured. So it could end up working it to our disadvantage that we come back from international break with a couple of more injuries.
And then Luton Town at home. I'm sorry, out of those 5 games, if Arsenal's serious about the championship, right, the Premier League, they're supposed to win at least 4 of those.
And draw,
there's 4
and not
games,
lose against City.
Yeah, I expect us to beat Luton. I expect us to beat Chelsea, really.
Yeah, Chelsea one's not there now, is it?
I expect us to beat Brentford at home and Sheffield United away. We've got we've earned these sort of easier games because, we've had quite a tough run over the which we've navigated.
We've got a tough April, haven't we? That's when it gets tough for us. So
this is a chance for Arsenal
to make these
count. But that game at the Etihad is so critical, I feel, to Arsenal's season because it's the game that can give you belief. That says, I go back to when Leicester won it. They went to the Etihad and they won, and that's what gave them the belief to say, you know what? Even I remember watching that game. I was chatting to a mate of mine yesterday, funny enough, right? Who's a big Leicester fan. And I was saying to him, I remember that game. When you lot won that game, up until then, even though you were doing brilliantly, I was always sort of like, nah, they'll fall away. When you went to the Etihad, I was like, you know what? They could win it, They could actually win it.
It's a little bit like when we went to Old Trafford in '98, isn't it? Really, this is a sort of the game.
1-0, didn't we?
Yeah. If Man United would have won that game, it would have been over. But we went up there and we flexed them up. We actually,
I think we were quite a way behind them.
We were still way behind them. But you just knew after that game we was going to win the league. You know what I mean? Because
turning point game.
It was a turning point.
Momentum was with us.
Momentum was with us. You know what I mean?
Let's look at the at the other fixtures for the others, right? So Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, even though it's away, tricky, but I'd expect them to get 3 points. The only thing I'm thinking is it's going to be interesting what team they put out. I think if they've got Salah, Nunes back for that game, then I fancy. Yeah,
but they're not necessarily fit, are they? I know that they're available, but they're not 100% fit.
But tough game. But I'd expect Liverpool to win that. Then the Man City at home. Who knows with that one? Like you said, someone could drop points. Everton away, midweek, not easy. Brighton at home, I'd expect them to win that. Sheffield United at home, I'd expect them to win that. Anything at home, they're strong.
Just a bit similar to ours, isn't it, really?
Yeah, a bit similar to ours, that route, because they've got City in it. They've got City in it. I'd say a bit similar to ours. A bit similar to ours.
Everton away is the same.
Yeah. I think it's hard. I think the other two teams have got harder.
I think City have got the hardest run. And they've got Manchester United at home, which is, you'd expect them to win, but that ain't easy. That's a local derby. United are going to want to throw a spanner in their works. They go away to Anfield. We know that's never easy. They haven't won at Anfield for quite a long time as well. Anfield, Liverpool, a great record against them. The place will be pumped up. Got to go away to Brighton. That's not easy. I think they'd win. They're supposed to win that game. Never easy game. You said they lost last year. Then they're at home to us. I guess if you're a City fan, you're expecting to win that, based on their previous record against us. And then they got Villa at home, which not an easy game, but they got them at home. So, who gets the most points?
If City win all of those games, they win it. I think.
I think they win the league.
Yeah. I think.
Because they would have
tough.
Actually, you're right. Because if they take
Liverpool,
if they take 3 points off Liverpool, 3 points off us.
And they got some tough games there. If that was Arsenal in that 5 games, you'd be saying, "Oh, I'll take a point here, take a point there, drop a couple." You know what I mean? Like, if they were to go and win all them games there, I think that would be a big boost for them.
You think they'll win all of them?
No, I don't.
I don't. I think the potential slip-ups is definitely Anfield.
We could get something.
And Arsenal. Those are the two where they could slip.
We could get something.
And they haven't looked as dominant recently as they have done in the past. Look at that game against Bournemouth that we were watching. It was...
but their turn...
Yeah, it'd be a different game. It'd be a different game. What if we win all our 5?
Gives us a chance.
That's it. That's all it does. I totally agree with you. It puts us into the chance that if we win all our 5, I'm pretty certain we'll be top of the league at that point, and it gives us the opportunity to go on and win it.
Yeah.
But we've got every opportunity to then lose it.
Yeah. I know it sounds funny when you say that. Like if Man City win the next 5, they've won it. I with Arsenal, it'll be like when it's mathematically secure. Yeah. That I will turn around and say, do you know what, we can win it now, like, do you know what I mean? With a minute to go and we're 5-0 up, I think we can win it now. But like that, because that's how it is, because we've not been there before for a long while.
We were there last season, but City have got a track record of when they get ahead towards the end of the season,
don't let it go.
They just don't let it go. They're a machine.
Just skipping through the games after that Luton game, when we play Luton at home, we go away to Brighton, we've got Villa at home, away to Wolves, which you said that could be rearranged, Tottenham away, Bournemouth at home, Manchester United away, and we finish with Everton.
Do you know, it sounds a little bit funny, really. Like, we've got there's a few fixtures in there that could be really funny for us, and the Aston Villa one is a one that could be really funny for us, because we are due to play Aston Villa on a Saturday, right? But if Aston Villa do well in the Conference League, it has to be a Sunday, right? But if we're playing in the Champions League, we can't have it on the Sunday unless they alter the fixtures around Tuesday and Wednesday for us if we're still in the Champions League. It's really messed up.
There'll be a lot of changes.
So I don't know how they do that. So say, for instance, we're in the stage where we've got to play on the Tuesday. We can't play on the Sunday, so they're going to have to change that to a Wednesday.
They'd have to prioritise the Arsenal game, because with all due respect to the Conference League, it's not the Champions League.
They might have to put the Conference League to a Wednesday or something like that. It could be really like... I mean, I don't think anyone really cares. No one watches it, do they? Apart from Villa fans. Well, they're getting upset.
But it's true, Conference League.
Yeah, but
I watched the final last season.
It's a big thing for Villa. It's a big thing for Villa. But I'm just saying, the way there's loads of things that could complicate. Now, obviously, if we don't beat Porto, that we'll stay. We could go to a Sunday, so it would be without no problem. So it's important that we. I also think that it's very important, that Porto game, that we keep in these competitions where we're not sitting out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I think it's important that we keep playing now.
I remember I think it's Big Steve, Man City fan, saying to me that you always want to be playing loads and loads of games for the end of the season rather than sitting there. You know what I mean? So I don't think, if you've got them big prizes to chase, do you want all these big rests and stuff like that? So, but I don't know. I think that break could be all right for Arsenal, just to get back some of those injured players, getting fully up for speed for the sort of last charge sort of thing. We're running out of games, guys. We're running out of games.
I think
12
once
games.
this international break is over, and it's unbelievable that we got Man City. That's when it really kicks in, doesn't it? It really does kick in. Then that's when you know. So that's why to me it's so important we win our next 2 games, because that then it does mean that we're in a title running when it's happening.
Yep.
Massive.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love it. Even when Arsenal are losing, I love it. But the fact we're winning and we've got a chance again, it just puts it on another level for me.
Yeah, listen, if we could, it's all about trying to win it, man. We don't want runners up middles like what you got in that bag over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to get some winners medals.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Let's hope in 10 years' time we'll get Saliba here. He ain't going out like, well, where's my runners up here? And, when I went on holiday, I did get second in the Keep Me Up competition or something like that.
It's a crossbar challenge.
Yeah, the crossbar challenge.
On the Royal Caribbean. I was beaten by a guy called Julian Beckham.
Yeah.
Anyway, this episode of the Invincible podcast has been brought to you today by Emma Sleep. Big up the guys from Emma Sleep.
Yeah, nice.
Don't forget, you get an extra 5% off your order with Emma Sleep on their website by using the code AFTV.
And I'll tell you what, this could be good for you, because you could actually sleep on this and be, on time for the episodes and all that, and
Yeah, you're funny.
could help, you know what I mean?
Listen, I told you, man, the traffic
had a little sleep up.
the traffic was horrendous today. But yeah, listen, there's nights sometimes when I work late, I can just stay here and sleep.
It can come and have a sleep,
Stay here and sleep now.
Nice.
It's got a 200-night trial, right? And a 2-year guarantee, and they've got free delivery, and they do free returns as well. As I said, use those codes AFTV, and you can get a 5% extra 5% off, Julian. I know you love that.
And it only takes 10 seconds to do something.
10 seconds to get the bed out.
To get to sleep.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Unless it's you, probably take about half hour.
I think you won't be wanting to get your own money back on this. This is all right. This is
good. And if you drop your beer on it, you can clean it as well. So listen,
and then you
thanks
never
for
know. Like if you can get a stool, I don't know if they do a stool. Might better put your feet on. No?
I've just got short legs. That's all.
Well, listen, we've reached the end of the episode today. Big up to the guys from Emma Sleep. Big up to you guys as well. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV. We'll be back next week with another Invincible podcast. Remember, the game is on Monday. Arsenal taking on Sheffield United. We've got a little stool.
They've got a stool for it.
There you go, Julian. A little stool for you.
That's easier.
They're right comfortable you are there.
Oh,
now.
give you a little stool as well.
Sat here for an hour. I could have had that from the beginning.
Right, so don't forget the game's on a Monday, 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. Vital game for Arsenal. We have to win that Sheffield United away. Listen, we're in that stage now. We've got to win every game.
Yeah.
If we can win every game, we've got a great chance of winning the league, and that's what we all want to see. So keep it locked here on AFTV, and we see you next week. The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. Straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.